It was a moment that captured the nation's attention, a dramatic press conference, bright lights flashing, as the Philippine Coast Guard unveiled its latest game-changer. Flanked by high-ranking officials and foreign diplomats, the Coast Guard's commandant stood proudly beside two gleaming new King Air surveillance planes. News cameras rolled, capturing the excitement. Today, he announced, the Philippine Coast Guard takes to the skies with new power and new purpose. The event was more than just an announcement, it was a statement. The world watched as the Philippines signaled its intention to defend its vast maritime territory with cutting-edge technology. Journalists scrambled to get the perfect shot of the twin propeller planes, their white and orange livery sparkling under the noonday sun. For many, it felt like the start of a new era. The mood was electric. Social media buzzed with images and videos from the event. Hashtags trended in Manila and beyond, with Filipinos expressing pride and hope. The Coast Guard, often overlooked in the shadow of the Navy, now stood front and center as guardians of the nation's waters. This unveiling was not just about hardware. It was about a promise to make the country's seas safer, to protect resources, and to uphold sovereignty with intelligence, not just might. This upgrade is more than just new planes. It marks a turning point for Philippine maritime security. The country's waters are vast, over 36,000 kilometers of coastline, and rich fishing grounds stretch across the South China Sea and beyond. Protecting this maritime wealth is not easy, especially with constant threats from poaching, smuggling, piracy, and most critically, foreign intrusion. For years, the Philippines has faced challenges asserting its rights in disputed waters. Illegal fishing fleets, shadowy vessels, and sometimes foreign coast guards have tested the limits of local patrols. Without fast, modern surveillance, these threats often went unseen until it was too late. The arrival of advanced aircraft changes the equation. With the King airplanes, the Coast Guard gains a tool that extends its reach far beyond what ships alone can cover. These planes can fly hundreds of kilometers in a single sortie, scanning the horizon for trouble. Their eyes in the sky mean early warnings, faster responses, and, most importantly, a visible presence that deters would-be violators. In short, this is a leap forward. It is not just about defending borders. It is about securing the nation's future prosperity and peace. In the past, naval power meant big ships and bigger guns, but today, information is king. The seas are too vast and the threats too complex for brute force alone. Modern maritime defense is about knowing what's happening, where, and when, before a crisis erupts. This shift in strategy matters profoundly for the Philippines. The ability to gather, process, and act on information gives the Coast Guard an edge that weapons alone cannot provide. It's a lesson learned from decades of maritime disputes worldwide. The nation that sees first, reacts fastest, and documents best holds the upper hand. Surveillance planes like the King Air are eyes and ears over the ocean. They spot vessels, track movements, and relay data in real time. Evidence gathered from the air, photos, videos, radar tracks, can be used to prove violations or support diplomatic talks. It's a way to assert rights and demand respect without firing a shot. Ultimately, information is power. These new planes allow the Philippines to defend its waters smartly, using facts and technology as its shield. Before the arrival of the King airplanes, the Coast Guard faced an uphill battle. Patrol vessels could only cover limited areas. Older aircraft, when available, had short range and outdated sensors. Often, illegal activities happened just out of sight, beyond the reach of radar and binoculars. Many times, by the time a patrol ship arrived, the culprits were gone. Evidence was hard to gather. Poachers, smugglers, and unauthorized vessels exploited these gaps, slipping in and out with little fear of being caught. This was especially true in remote areas, far from major ports or radar stations. The Coast Guard's older planes struggled with maintenance and reliability. Some were hand-me-downs, donated from other countries, or converted from civilian use. They lacked the advanced cameras, radar, and communication gear needed for modern maritime patrols. Every sortie was a risk, and every mission stretched resources thin. These challenges made it clear, without proper surveillance, the nation's vast waters would always be vulnerable. Something had to change. The King airplanes are a game-changer. These aircraft are designed specifically for maritime surveillance. They're fast, reliable, and packed with advanced technology. Each plane is equipped with powerful cameras, radar, and sensors that can spot ships day or night, in any weather. From the air, King Airs can patrol vast stretches of ocean in just hours, what would take ships days to cover. They can zoom in on suspicious vessels, take high-resolution photographs, and transmit live video back to headquarters. This data is crucial for tracking illegal activity, identifying intruders, and building strong cases for prosecution or diplomatic action. But these planes do more than just watch. They can coordinate search and rescue missions, dropping life rafts or guiding rescue boats to people in distress. In times of disaster, they can quickly assess damage and locate survivors. Their speed and versatility make them the Coast Guard's most valuable assets. With King Airs, the Philippine Coast Guard is no longer blind over its own waters. It now has the tools to protect, rescue, and enforce like never before. This upgrade did not happen alone. The United States has played a key role in making the King Airs part of the Coast Guard's arsenal. Through grants, training programs, and technology transfers, the U.S. has given more than just equipment. It has shared expertise and strategic support. American pilots and technicians have helped train their Filipino counterparts on the new systems. Maintenance crews learned how to keep the planes flying safely and efficiently. U.S. funding helped cover the cost of the aircraft, spare parts, and support infrastructure. It's a partnership built on shared interests, defending freedom of navigation, upholding international law, and responding to humanitarian crises. This cooperation strengthens the alliance between the two nations. It sends a message to the region: the Philippines is not alone. With friends and allies at its side, it can face challenges with greater confidence. Technology, training, and teamwork are the foundation of this enduring partnership. The U.S.-Philippine relationship has always been about more than military might. Now it's about smarter, safer, and more capable maritime operations. Some might ask, why not buy fighter jets instead? The answer is simple. Surveillance planes are the tools fit for today's challenges. In crowded, disputed waters, showing force with warplanes can raise tensions and lead to dangerous misunderstandings. Surveillance planes, on the other hand, deter quietly, by making sure nothing goes unseen. King Airs do not carry weapons. Their power is in what they can see, record, and report. They help the Coast Guard spot illegal fishing, smuggling, or border violations early, allowing for peaceful intervention. By tracking and documenting incidents, they provide evidence for courts or diplomatic negotiations. This approach prevents conflict and builds a solid case for Philippine rights. The presence of these planes also reassures local fishermen and coastal communities. Knowing the Coast Guard has a watchful eye above gives them confidence to go about their work safely. It tells everyone, friends and rivals alike, that the seas are being watched and the rule of law is in force. In short, surveillance is about prevention and protection, not provocation or escalation. It's important to note, these new planes are for the Coast Guard, not the Navy. The Coast Guard is a civilian agency focused on law enforcement, search and rescue, and maritime safety. Its mission is to protect people and resources, not to wage war. This distinction makes a real difference in how the planes are used and perceived. Giving these advanced aircraft to the Coast Guard lowers the risk of military tensions. When a Coast Guard plane patrols, it sends a signal of law, order, and humanitarian concern, rather than military aggression. This makes it easier to cooperate with neighbors, handle incidents peacefully, and avoid escalation. The Coast Guard's presence also reassures local communities. They see the agency as guardians, not warriors. This trust helps build stronger ties with fishermen, shipping companies, and coastal residents, all vital for effective maritime security. By empowering the Coast Guard, the Philippines strengthens its hand without sparking unnecessary conflict. The arrival of the King airplanes marks a new chapter for the Philippine Coast Guard, and for the country as a whole. With better surveillance, faster response, and stronger evidence gathering, the nation's waters are safer than ever. Illegal activities can be detected and stopped before they do harm. Search and rescue operations can save more lives, more quickly. This upgrade also opens doors for greater cooperation with other countries. Joint patrols, information sharing, and humanitarian missions become easier and more effective. The Philippines stands as a model for peaceful, law-based maritime security in the region. Most importantly, these planes help protect the nation's future. By keeping the seas safe and secure, they ensure that natural resources, fishing grounds, and vital shipping lanes remain available for generations to come. With eyes in the sky and friends by its side, the Philippines faces tomorrow's challenges with confidence. The future is brighter, and the seas are safer thanks to this bold sky upgrade.